space. It's full of nothing. But sometimes it's got a desert planet. We have a kid who wants to explore the galaxy, and also that desert planet has more worms than your neighbor's dog. Bruh. So what if you then had the company known for British man solves the New York Times puzzles make a game that could potentially rival Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest?
It's the real Mio. Mio live and in person. Smile!
Huh? Oh, ciao, baby!
Would you believe this game flopped? Look, go easy on level 5, everyone. They've been going through a rough time lately. They forgot how to draw their own mechs. They even forgot how to draw circles. They even forgot how to release video games. But years ago, they attempted something huge. An epic JRPG on the PS2 that would span many planets, you joining a pirate crew to find boundless treasure of the galaxy. It is regarded as a cult classic. Everyone loved it when they were kids, but would it have the same appeal to someone playing it for the first time? In this reporter's opinion, the answer may vary. Depending on which galaxy you view this, as the speed of light can change depending on the perspective of the viewer. Rogue Galaxy follows Jaster, a kid from a sand planet where his only goal in life is to explore space. And so he gets dragged onto a pirate ship and set forth to just vibe out with the crew, consisting of Fat Guy, Talking Cat, Scottish Man, Yuri Lowenthal Robot. Oh yeah, you can't forget the doomed love interest too. It has you exploring different planets with themes like Space City with stripper holograms, Mafia City, no technology planet that just looks like rainforest, Dune. And each planet has you adding a new character to your pirate crew as you search for, well, we'll get to that later in the story, but gameplay has you with huge, and I mean huge, winding maps. Very easy to get lost in as you fight random encounters in real-time combat, but nothing to make that man in the plastic chair interested, as you only have one attack button, another for the gun, both of which have cooldown timers, which I'll detail how frustrating that was later on. But you can pause with triangle to heal or use abilities, which use up your action turn and AP, and then you can block to get the action back. You got no combo chains, no crazy strategies to pull off. You eventually will unlock this one ability that lets you shoot laser beams out of your sword, so you can just beat the bosses from afar, while your teammates will just buff up your attacks. One cool thing is that your party will actually call out fairly often like, yo, Jaster, let me use this move, and you can quickly access that where you then get an animated cutscene of some crazy finisher. And you learn these moves on the Revelation board, which is like the Book of Revelations, which has you wanting the end of the world to happen because you can't find the damn item you need. Where is the rose? Do planets not grow roses anymore? You get items from treasure chests, which I guess is still loosely tied to the pirate theming, which is very loose in this game, and drops from enemies you then can place on the board, and you cannot get them back, as I learned the hard way. There's no way to reuse these items, but this is how you learn those abilities, and one of them is called Burning Strike, where now the enemies drop these gems, and picking them up, you can then press R1 and square to do a button-timed combo. Oh yeah, if you stand near the enemies, you can also pick them up and yeet them. All in all, it's a very basic combat, making for a good RPG for people to get into the genre. Other than that, you got a lot of party members you can swap out and each have a weapon and gun of sorts, which you can also buy or find in chests, and you can max out the weapons and combine them together to make new ones by letting your frog eat them. Yeah, definitely has that level 5 charm. Professor Layton would probably ask to combine puzzles in his cheeks. Level 5 are known for many franchises, Professor Layton, Yokai Watch if you were into that during that part of your life, and Dark Cloud, 2 games on the PS2 that a lot of people hold nostalgia for, and yet there was no third game, because instead, Level 5 would actually announce this game, a brand new RPG, that was to be their shot at a new Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy franchise going all out. For most companies working on it at the time, they were betting big on this game. And it was to be published by Sony, so they had a lot of backing attempting this, being one of the last major RPGs on the PS2, with it releasing in Japan at the end of 2005, as Sony then taking a year to localize it for the West, with it released at the start of 2007. Yes, the next generation was already out by this time, but with the Western version, they treated it like a director's cut. Oh, yeah, that's in the name, where they added numerous quality of life things on top of the original game from Japan, like that Burning Strike move. Originally, it would just happen randomly in battles, but now you gotta collect those gems, and then you could choose when to use it. And many other things like voice acting, with actors who are mostly known from games that were around at the time, and an amusing choice, Jaster being voiced by...
No, I'm Ron. Ron Stoppable. Sidekick?
And yeah, development was ambitious. They wanted it to be open world with procedurally generated planets. Sony probably exploded upon hearing that request. I mean, if No Man's Sky couldn't even do that at launch, what hope did Level 5 have of the PS2? They did manage other cool things like no loading into combat, and yeah, it's actually crazy how little loading screens you see. When you travel to a planet, your ship will dock, you then see the characters drop down in real time, all the elevators are all real time, there's no loading screens at all. Also, it's funny seeing interviews ask the team, bro, okay, level with me, Level 5. Is Jaster inspired by Star Wars? He starts on a desert planet and wants to explore the world. He has an old fart dad figure who he rides a weird animal. Come on, bro, you're inspired by Star Wars, right? And Akihiro Hino, the president on Level 5, goes, nah, it's a mix of sci-fi. It's a parody, but that's just what all sci-fi heroes look like. So if that's what they look like, but it's a parody, so you're making fun of the genre? But then was asked, so why do you include all these non-human races? Are you one of them, whatchamacallit, furries? He's like, well, Star Wars did it, so we did it too. I love Star Wars. Warning, parts of that may have been editorialized because I found it funny. I will say yes, it definitely feels inspired by many sci-fi things from Star Wars to Dune, to even a little treasure planet. So yes, I'll be playing the PS2 version emulated, making it look nice and crispy, because I don't think there was a modern way to play this game right now. It has a PS4 version. So starting up, you got the original idea of putting text over stars to learn the background of the world, where you learn the planet Rosa has been placed under the control of the Longardian Federation to stop an invasion by the Draxian Empire. As you see our main character Jaster riding his bone camel, while we see these bumbling idiots looking for a bounty hunter named Desert Claw.
Don't worry, he's somewhere on this planet. My instincts are infallible.
Like I'm gonna trust a robot's instincts.
So Jaster lives with his adoptive father Raul, who retired after an amazing stint with Real Madrid, and he says there's beast attacking. As you learn the combat where, yeah, to attack, you got this attack gauge which uses attacks, healing, or abilities. Any of them, use it up. You also got this gun where pressing square fires it, but it needs time to recharge. The most insane thing about this combat system is that the gun also uses up that same gauge, so you can't even whack enemies, then you have to cool down. Oh, I can't attack right now. I'll whip out my gun to keep up the damage. Nope. You can't do anything when this is empty. Only guarding to bring it back quicker. Kind of like the Tales of games, actually. You can't do a lot of things without that action gauge. Or say you try to use your gun and then you want to melee attack. You cannot do it. The game wants you to stand still and block to build it up, never letting you get into a flow of attacking. I guess you could swap to other party members by pausing and then switching. There's no quick action button, so it just doesn't feel right. As this hooded man helps you out.
That wasn't even a warm-up.
Who are you?
I'm Big Fella.
And it will say every NPC is not voiced, but they all have names above them, which is crazy to come up with that many original names. But you can tell they were probably running out of names to think of when you got a guy named Abu Dhabi. But with that sci-fi concept, Level 5 said they wanted it to be not that sleek metallic, oh, you know, you've seen it before in some other franchises that we won't name. They wanted it to feel more fantasy, like this church here, and the theming is cool, like with the items. If you're burning, the burn heal item is a literal fire extinguisher. Things like that. It's pretty cool. I feel more JRPGs should use real world items for these things instead of random magic. And so you run through following the map, and you can enter some houses to get some treasure chests. And then I reached this bridge and was like, how TF do I cross it? Damn it. Oh, you can swim, cool. What the heck? There's a jump button? Yep, you can jump in the world to get around, and even jump to attack high enemies, and you better believe you gotta use it for annoying gameplay gimmicks later on.
Just go into the residential area and take down the Big Fella.
Hey, hold on a second. I can't take that thing out by myself.
You don't think so? Here, try this. It's much better than that butter knife of yours.
Also, I know this is upper res PS2 graphics, but I do love the cell shading looks of the characters. Kind of reminds me of a higher quality Mega Man Legends game with the blockiness. However, they use some line art shader, which makes it notable. The line appears and disappears on the nose at different angles. So, Hooded Man leaves after giving us his sword when he spies those two idiots. And yep, like I said, you gotta use the jumps, as the enemies here cannot be harmed in any other way apart from the jump attacks. And it's not as fluid as you're imagining a jump attack can be. You do a few hits and then you fall to the ground instantly. You gotta make sure you're real close. And on the other hand, the enemies hit so hard throughout this game, so you'll be constantly pausing to heal, and then you'll get thrown off your attack combos when they hit you.
Hey! You're not half bad, kid!
Huh? Oh my! Could it be?
Steve-O, what's going on?
The what?
The legendary hunter! Desert Claw!
So they are like, come, join us now. But we say no, we're gonna go fight that giant beast that appeared. So they say, okay, they will help us, but you're gonna join them, okay? And now you can swap between the three in the overworld or in battle, and they play differently. Simon has a flamethrower and machine gun, while Steve has missiles and a big wind-up punch. Well, we find the boss, and I obviously see the weak points.
Hang on! His foot arm was off!
Hey, come on, don't interrupt the fight! Yeah, you can tell the age range of this game when it's explaining to you how to defeat enemies. Simon then gives us the monography shot, where you gotta swap out your damaging gun in the middle of battle to shoot at this beast, and yep, you better believe it, platforming mechanics in a boss battle. As you gotta attack it up close, and remember how I said the jumping was heavy? Yeah. So eventually you win, and the two are like, we want to hire the Desert Claw, who they think is us, and you know, maybe it's the hooded guy, I don't know. Their boss is Dorgan Goa, the space pirate, and they want us to be space pirates with them. Whoa, that's a cool life. And Jasta finally has a reason to escape this planet and explore the stars. Now, defeating this boss gave us points, which increased your hunter rank, and yep, they really thought of names for all of them. I think it's a completionist check where it gives you points for defeating a certain amount of enemies, things like that. So we try and leave.
Jester.
Raul.
Jasta says how his whole personality is about going into space. That's all he wanted to do as a kid. And so we head out to the pirate ship in the desert.
Something up there is waiting for me. I can feel it. And that's why I'm going into space.
So we head there, but
Hey, Chester! Over here!
Big fella.
Hey! Whoa! What gives?
as the sandworms from Dune attack, and they go all out for 20 calories worth of energy Jasta would give them, as the CGI is insanely high quality, showing Jasta trying to make it onto the ship as it leaves.
You just gonna leave me here? Hey! Jasta! No hard feelings, right?
Bro, didn't you want us to join you? But luckily, this girl comes out and picks us up.
Over here!
So on the Dorgan Gark ship, we meet the other crew members like Zegrim, another bounty hunter,
I hate teaming up with small fries.
and then a talking
When
cat.
the captain's not around, I'm the one in charge. And Desert Claw or not, you'd better follow orders. You got that?
Okay.
Excellent. Now that that's out of the way, you're an official crew member on the Dorganok. All right. Now that we have the legendary hunter Desert Claw on our side, nothing can stop us. The treasures of the universe are ours for the taking.
So, yeah, I guess their goal is just to get treasure. Well, we explore the ship where oxygen is just a suggestion in this universe and meet that girl who saved us, Kisala.
Hi, Jaster. Oh, right. Have you met Papa yet?
Papa?
My dad, Dorgangoa. He's the captain of this ship.
What?
But then the beasts come and attack and damage the ship as we crash land onto Riker, a planet that has banned technological advancement.
Ship.
Oh, he really went hard in the voice acting booth. So Zagram says that this planet has a highly flammable fruit that we can use to fix up our ship. As our force party is now Kasala and Zagram, Kasala has more status abilities and doesn't use a gun, she kicks instead, and Zagram hits harder. But I found that using Jasta was the best, as I couldn't really get into these other two of the party members. It's nice though how the allies will use items when you ask them to. They can even revive allies, so you won't have to pause and open the menu up, as you will be taking damage a lot. So the people of the planet don't want us here, but we need the fruit and push through with very winding parts. Many areas you don't know exactly where to go, as we have challenge fights, where sometimes the fight will have you to complete a certain condition, like only use this person or win in a time limit, all to get hunter coins. And despite it telling me right here, I had no idea what they actually did. I assume you sell them for money? Yeah. You better believe I started selling them for money. And so you reach a blockade and this question mark will pop up, which means you're meant to go another way to get a specific item to unlock it, all the while running around fighting random encounters. It is funny, as I am a known hater of random encounters, but I didn't think it was too bad here. Yeah, the timing for fights was fairly well paced, and the characters will say something out loud letting you know a fight is soon. Like, they voice a lot of things when you run around.
Let's take care of this before anything weird happens.
Commenting on the situation or saying like, watch out, incoming. And a few seconds later, you'll find an enemy.
Here they come.
And plus it was a good way to get experience, because the only thing I know about this game is how difficult it can be later on. So I thought I needed as much experience as possible. But now you meet another type of enemy where you gotta jump on their head to open them up. Thankfully the AI will also try and help do this with you, so it's not just you fighting this depth perception on these jumps. As we find this house,
What do you think you're doing?
Whoa, hang on! Just calm down a sec! Sorry about that. Been so long since I've seen another person. I just needed some human contact.
Human contact, huh?
so he got banned by the village for using technology and gives us the,
With gloves?
which will help push that statue out of the way, and then you'll never use that item again. It's like in each planet they're going to give you a specific item close by and you use it to progress that part. Yep, that's it. That's all you needed the item for. And the music is very good so far, which is amusing as it's composed by someone who composed for Dark Cloud, Dark Cloud 2, Rogue Galaxy. Oh my god, nothing but Layton. And now you unlock the Revelation Board. New moves with this item to get Burning Strike, where you can now collect gems in battles, and when it's full, you can use the move where it has you pressing buttons in time. And you know they wanted it to be very easy, showing you all the buttons you'll be pressing ahead of time. Now you also got shops you'll see to refill your healing items, buy more board items and weapons, but you'll also see the save points. Save the game. Do it right now, because you're just gonna die to a mimic treasure chest and have to do it all again. Yes, this game has mimic treasure chests. Mr. Shadowfire, aren't you playing this on an emulator so you can save at any time? And so we get another roadblock, then find another person in a house that was isolated for technology and crimes against women.
Ooh, you smell good. Good woman, good smell. Oh, yeah.
Guys, we have another weirdo.
So we finally almost make it to the village to ask for the fruit to fix our ship, when this kid, who literally looks like he just plopped out of an Ape Escape game, appears going, wow, I love bug catching, and gives you bug catching stuff, where you can put this thing down in the world and you're meant to come back to it later to pick it up and there'll be a bug inside. So when I don't even know what direction I'm going, if I'm going to be running back on the same path, you want me to place it down here and then run somewhere else and then run all the way back to this thing I put down with a slow running speed and random encounters that kill me faster than I can sneeze just to get some bugs? Oh, you better believe I never use this feature. For clarity's sake, if you are one of those bug weirdos, sorry, I just can't. Bugs? Have you seen the ones we get in Oz? But if you catch 5 of them, you can enter into a bug catching tournament, a side quest type thingo. It thankfully is not required. Also feels very out of place in a space RPG. I prefer it in more realistic games. Like, yeah, this planet with the anti-technology, jungle sprawling, really does not feel it suits a space game vibe. This feels more like a pirate game, which I guess fits into that part of the theme, but I don't know. When you're tempting Jaster with the wonders of the stars, and it's just jungle, wouldn't that be a letdown? Or maybe not to him, because all his life he's seen sand, and how coarse it is, and how it just gets everywhere. It feels a bit odd for the player that this is the first explorable planet in your sci-fi epic game that's really not inspired by Star Wars, and it's meant to rival Final Fantasy. As we come across 2 sisters at a waterfall.
Look at that. 2 broads. Not bad, huh? Tell me, Jaster, which one's more your type?
What's wrong with you two anyway?
Who's there?
Uh-oh, we've been spotted.
Well, we tell them what we want, but then tentacles appear to grab the girl, but Kasala saves her and gets grabbed instead, so we have a boss fight. And yeah, so every boss has a gimmick, like jump on the salamander. This frog shocks you in the water, so you gotta stay out of the water and fight, which is kind of hard because you can't really tell your teammates to stop running over there and dying. But we win. It's not that bad with the gun, as we meet Lilica and Miri, who lost her vision due to a beast. And for a guy having so much musical talent, it's kind of a weird choice to have no music playing in a majority of the cutscenes. But then we find Toadie.
This thing.
Oh, you finally noticed me.
Who says this orange colored goop called Rune turned him into a beast and his friend into that frog. Orange goop, huh? So he's like, I want to join you. And he can combine weapons where your weapon will gain levels after fights, and max level they'll get some passive abilities like an elemental thing. I mean, they still gain stats at max level, but then you can mix 2 maxed weapons to get a new one. It's a cool system if you're into collecting all these weapons and seeing what you get, but you can also get lower tier weapons, as not everything might be a good match with each other. So you head to the village and learn they want to sacrifice Miri to their god to stop the dark fruit, which I think is the orange goop. But then this guy, Kran, doesn't want her to die. And Lilica, we see her memory how her mother died to a beast and she couldn't even save her sister's eyesight. And that dark fruit is poisoning the villagers, so they need to make the sacrifice ASAP. But Miri doesn't really want to do this.
You sure about this? Uh-huh. I'm okay with it, Miri. But after I'm sacrificed to the star god and no longer around, will Lilica be able to make breakfast by herself? Will she know the right medicines to use when she's hurt? I wonder if she'll be alright without me.
Kasala says, oh, we gotta stop the ceremony. So we find the altar, which is a lot of running back and forth. You know, sometimes the map has a red arrow telling you where the general direction of the quest is, but then other times, where do I go? So we get this freeze gun from another guy that they banned from the village for using technology. Seriously, how many people tried to use technology and got banned from this village? Oh, the temptation of using your iPhone and scrolling Instagram Reels is too powerful for anyone. So I reach this waterfall and I'm like, where the heck, Rooney, am I meant to go? All this time I actually wasn't using a guide since this game was fairly easy to follow. But here, I was stumped. And turns out you gotta go here, use the freeze gun on the waterfall, and then equip the monography gun you used once before to shoot the ledges to jump up the waterfall. Yeah, I somehow had to know all that, and yes, this is the only time you'll use the platforming in the environment in the entire game like this. Zagram, though, leaves calling us fools from afar and talks all evilly. Oh, well, never gonna use him again. Yeah, he's obviously evil, so I just stopped upgrading his moves and weapons because he's gonna betray us. Why would I power him up? I know his voice is deep and cool, but there's no point to ever using him again because I know it's in JRPG's trope, he's gonna betray us and you'll lose access to him in the party, yada yada. So we reach Lilica and the altar, where it turns out their star god was just this big beast the villagers would sacrifice people to keep it happy, and the elder would pretend it's a god to not worry people. And this was the same beast that killed Lilica's mother, so she finally gets into gear and joins us to help her sister, where you seem to do no damage to it and just keep spawning worms. Bro, get some deworming pills. You gotta actually freeze it with a freeze gun and then you can damage it. It's kind of cool. At least the gameplay gimmicks for the bosses are unique to each one, but they kind of give up on the gimmicks later on. And to show you even more evidence how they meant this game for newcomers to the genre, the game even hints what you should do here if you don't get it. Yep, and on a PS2 game, that's super rare. Older games would rather throw you into a lava pit first and make you buy a $40 strategy guide before ever telling you what to do in the actual game. But I guess that's how Level 5 operates. Their audience from the game seem to be of a younger generation, or their games are just more accessible for that time period, so even on the PS2, the game itself would help you out, which was very telling for me. If you watched my videos when I cover these older games, I always needed a guide at some point early on, but I didn't actually need one here till that confusing waterfall section. So you defeat the boss. Zagram is like, oh, I'm back, hello, hi, I found the fire fruit. Lilica gets banned from the village and joins the team. And yep, I have a favorite character now. Anywho, with their ship fixed up, we can finally continue on our major pirate plan to Zerad. And the whole reason we're going there is for...
Zerard? Why are we going there?
To renew our galactic travel visa.
Our visa? Wait, we're like 5 hours in? And now it's a visa? Where's the space pirate adventure? Finding treasure on a lost Atlantis-type planet. All the pirate combat action. Our visa? Teaching the kids the important life lesson. You better apply for that visa to Japan before you hit 30 or you will regret it. As we see the bad guys Valgog and Norma, who seem to be wanting to find a tablet to open an Eden planet with many treasures to rule the galaxy. As we reach Zerad and wow, okay, now this is a space planet. Yeah, so I was kind of not getting into the game by this point with its story and theming, like there's no real goal, you just go into space. Okay, it's a rainforest. But now this is a proper space planet I wanted to see. And Simon, who lived here, joins the party, as well as Lilica, who finally wants to see some technology, as we need a visa to continue flying around the galaxy. Oh yeah, this place is really cool.
Let's stop messing around here. Get moving.
Alright, I'm going. So yeah, the people here are not all human, lots of fish heads. And then we enter the Galaxy Federation headquarters.
We'd like to renew our travel visa. Number ZR-KJ170101010101. The Dorganark.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The Galaxy Corporation has temporarily suspended visa renewals. Boo-hoo. Come back again, okay?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
In case you haven't noticed, we've had a bit of a small problem, okay? Everyone, knows this already.
Explain it so we understand.
Eee! OMG, scary.
Why, I oughta...
Here! Come on! She's over here, Robert!
Calm down, Henry.
Oh, it's Mio! I can't believe I'm seeing Mio face to face for the very first time. It's the real Mio. Mio live and in person. Smile!
Huh? Oh, ciao, baby.
How rude! Calm down. Have you lost your manners?
No. Henry, could you take our picture?
Cheese!
Oh, this is the best day of my life. I'm Robert, member number 00756.
Ha! That's nothing. I'm Henry, member number 00125.
Oh my! I don't believe it! Both of you in the triple digits? Oh, you must really love little Omeo. I'm so happy. Ready? 1, 2...
Lovely honey Mio!
Kawaii!
messing around. Tell us why you can't renew our visa. You keep goofing around, and I'm gonna pulverize you! Huh?
Over here, troops! They're like over here! She's totally the one that did it! She said she was gonna blow me up or something!
What?
And these guys over here are her accomplices!
Huh? That's not true!
Shut up, you Draxian spy!
No! Wait! Just listen to our side of the story!
Gosh, it's so icky when a bad guy doesn't know when to give up. Like, I can't believe they try something like this. It's so totally lame. Good thing Zerard has Rosencaster prison though, huh? Thank goodness too, or else there'd be weirdos like you everywhere. Go turn over a new leaf now, okay? Toodles!
So Hatsune Miku gets us arrested, while Zagram...
Sorry, Jaster, but I need you off the ship. I'm not gonna let you get in my way.
Bro, why can't we kick him off the party? So Rosencaster locks us up in prison and says we're going to be used for experiments. But this mysterious guy helps us out and uses his own secret guards to escape. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why Jaster now looks like this, you can actually find outfits and chests that will change your look in the cutscenes. I found Jaster's one, but finding the other ones were way harder. They're pretty tame outfits, but then you got this one for Kasala if you beat the final post-game dungeon on the hardest difficulty. Okay. Funny enough, I tried using Lilica and found her to be very bad to control. Oh great, another game I like the design of, but I cannot use them in combat. This is just like me with fighting games. Like her normal attack is a bow, which shoots so slow and a long wind-up, and you can get interrupted with her gun being the knife attack. And it honestly was just having her better be an AI helper to be the long-range attack, you know, letting the AI deal with all of that. Oh man, this place is long. Up and down you go, finding things like a door keycard to use on this latent puzzle bit, finding lots of treasure with items for your board as we find the experiments that they're doing on people, turning them into beasts. And man, I seriously hate how the enemies just bulldoze you. Even when you shoot them, like you get no time to do consistent damage on enemies. They just bowl you over. So we learn Rosencaster used to be good, and that salamander we defeated actually was made in this place. And we learn Rosencaster wants to bring his Claudia back to life, as Norma comes in and he says the rune-modified soldiers are almost ready. But we discover those experimental soldiers in this room with the robed guy who freed us, and Rosencaster appears, so we jump in to help.
Ermund, how could such an honorable soldier like you?
Shut up! You know nothing about me.
Oh no!
Well, okay, they actually show an injury like that. And so a boss fight where he charges and will pretty much one-shot you. You gotta manage around your healing your team while you shoot your gun on the cooldown and slowly whittle him down. Thankfully, there's no other freezing or jumping gimmicks here, as we win an escape where Norma kills Rosencaster and the robe guy goes, "Thanks, broskies," and we learn he is the leader of the entire army, and he wanted to promote peace between Longardia and the Draxian Empire, you know, those two warring planets from the start. Then cutting back to Zagram, he's gonna double kill Rosencaster, but then he puts Claudia's picture in his dead hands. Bro, what is seriously your problem? Help us in the fights instead of running around doing this stuff. But then we see,
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Hang on
oh
just a little
no,
longer,
poor
GA.
people.
His name is Sho. There was an accident at the chemical lab where he used to work, and he was caught in the explosion. He managed to survive, but he's gone missing from the hospital.
Simon, do you know this guy?
No, I can't say that I do.
And I'm like, WTF, what are you so sus about this, Simon? Did you kill her husband? And it seems sus as he runs back to the ship, where then Steve joins us instead.
How's Simon doing?
My sensors failed to detect anything out of the ordinary. Apart from his body fat percentage, that is.
Big fella.
So now we can finally get our visa
They
renewed.
released you already? You know, that's really surprising.
Isn't that awfully fast for a bombing? Gosh, law is like so complicated.
We didn't do anything! Oh, this is all your fault!
Now, let's just get our galactic travel visa renewed.
One more time. ZR-KJ1701, the Dorganarch.
Huh?
Oh no. What now?
Duh. Have you guys been in prison or something? Don't you know what happened?
Not another roadblock! This whole plot has just been about the damn visa! So some guy working at the biggest ship manufacturer, Daytron, has taken the office hostage, saying he was fired wrongly and ruins the whole system.
If you have time to send pathetic hunters in here, you want to give in to my gosh darn request!
So now we gotta solve this whole issue. Instead of space pirating, and into the factory we go. So we enter and find the guy who got sacked is now controlling all the mechs for us to fight. I will say I did use one cheat here, which was to speed up the running speed by 3 times, because after that prison it took ages to get through, so I had to speed it up. But then it had this weird side effect, as now momentum changed in my game, because when I jumped it looked like I was faking landing on the moon. And I don't know if it was because of this, enemies started then to glitch under the floor. Luckily you can fix this by running away. You'll lose XP because you're not fighting, but then it'll reload the models back into the area. As you go further in, getting taunted by the lizard and meeting
Dr. Pistachio?
Dr. Cappuccino, who made Steve.
Really?
So Dr. Pistachio says his son Mark died, and
Jupus Tukey.
yes, the old guy really lost his mind at the death. Well, this is Jupus.
Let ourselves be pushed around by some twisted killjoy.
What a waste of effort! Say, I've prepared some playmates for you. Have fun, and don't forget to die. Bye-bye!
God, he's annoying.
What a pitiful guy.
So yeah, going around some more finding keycards to open doors, me thinking I can use this new super jump to break the game. No, the hitboxes. Anyway, we fight Jupus in his mech, where the guide says, actually, you should change tactics and run away because you can't win this fight. And then Dr. Arpeggio is meant to come in with the break shield gun that you're then meant to pause and swap out your guns to shoot his shield off, and then, only then you can attack.
Like it? It's my landmark invention, a barrier system using time-space energy. Your feeble, girly man attacks have absolutely no effect on
Man, what is this lizard's problem? Damn. Turns out I now unlock the illusion sword, where yeah, when you swing, it launches a laser beam that hits enemies far away. And this is the only strat you'll need for every single boss. It does a lot of damage, and you can just refill AP when you need, as you use that for spells.
You certainly didn't make it easy
Kill him,
for us.
Lilica.
I'm sure you'll understand if you let me explain.
Huh. It's a little too late for that.
Come on, just hear what I have to say. It's a hard story to tell and a hard one to hear. You'll probably think I'm so pitiful.
What a pitiful guy.
So Jupus' assistant destroyed his data, which led to Jupus getting fired.
No way! You want the death penalty, and I don't want to die. All I wanted to do was recover all of my research. So, this means... I guess I have no choice!
I can't see.
That rat!
Over there!
So Dr. Pinocchio fixes the place and unlocks the factory for us, which now we can get more items to make more items in this factory minigame. Oh man, this sucks. Yeah, I'm not into those automation games. Maybe if you are, you'd get a kick out of this. Huh, that's 2 minigames so far I'm not a fan of. So now we finally can get our visa.
And the mainframe's back up and running. I'm ready to process your requests now.
Oh, really? This time for sure?
We look forward to serving you again.
Wait. I have 2 cards here. What's this?
Oh, that's just a little present from me. Member number 78,500 is a bit high, but what can you do?
Well, aren't you lucky?
Thanks for your support.
As we head back to the ship.
Nowhere to hide, so I decided to become a crew member here till things die down.
Oh yeah, says who?
Says me, that's who. Jupus is a vital part of the Darganarch team. This is good. This is great.
So he bribed you.
This is so good.
You folks are lucky to have me as a friend.
I ain't using you.
It'll be nice working with you.
Yeah, Lilica, get that fraud-ass bum. Now that we have our visa, what is our goal? Well, turns out the captain of this whole ship finally woke up from his nap.
That beast is worth at least 20,000.
He knows we aren't Desert Claw, but our crew vouches for us, and so we gotta prove ourselves. And the captain's goal is the lost planet of Eden. Finally, we have a goal. And now we gotta find about the tablet on the dam. Well, we only got Kisala, and this place is a mining town that's run by the mafia, and got this New York gangster kind of vibe to it.
Hey, shouldn't you save soon?
Wow, okay. So like, because I was saving the right way on my PS4 copy of this game, I wasn't using the in-game save in a while. So the game actually thought, you know, it's been 5 hours since this guy last saved. I don't know what this meant originally, like they thought players who played for long hours without saving. So they programmed the characters, yes, every character has this line depending on who is out in your party, to say this to remind you to save, since they know you're gonna die in this game a lot. Level 5 really cared for their audience back then, but then we see... Mr. Bean!
Know about him. I bet you're here gathering info yourself.
This guy is cracked out of his mind. Now I have this new ability called Desert Wind.
Here goes.
It's very good. So this city was annoying in that you have random encounters, so you can't explore it to your leisure, but it's also more annoying because now there's a new enemy that has shield. So you have to use that shield breaking gun. You cannot damage them unless you swap to the gun to destroy the shield. Only then can your team attack them. Why? Why do this apart from making the fights take slightly longer? There's no skill. I'm just pausing my game to swap my gun. It's making me not want to fight or explore this town at all. So we see them again.
It's them again.
Mommy? Is Daddy here?
I'm not sure, darling. Well, he might be, but he might not be.
Out of the way!
Bro, are they really just traveling to every planet to find the husband? How are they affording this? As we find Angela's bar.
Oh, drop it, would you? Why can't I drink as much
Is
as I
that a
want?
talking dog? So this guy, dog, is Digo. And this...
Oh, it's that old guy.
So Digo is an axe heavy hitter and really good. He doesn't seem to get interrupted in his combos, so I decided when the game would let me pick my party, I was going to use Jaster, him, and Lilica. And yeah, also all this time I'm maxing out my weapons, fusing them together between the frog's swollen fat cheeks, plus putting items onto the board to learn skills. But that's kind of pointless since the two moves, you know, laser beam, desert wind, are pretty broken.
Hey, Digo. Want to get yourself taken in on aiding and abetting charges?
And what would you do? Want to take me on?
So both of them used to be soldiers, while Digo gave that up. Gale, though, seems to want to still do anything to get back into space, but the bar then is on fire, while this guy laughs ominously. And then when I go to a save point...
Dr. Pistachio, can you hear me?
Yes, the connection is excellent, Steve.
Yeah, so this shows Steve talking to the doctor, where he puts his dead son's memories into the robot so he can talk to his kid.
What do you mean?
So a flashback, showing them in the war. The two were set up. This was a civilian ship.
We killed a lot of citizens out of sheer ignorance. But that's no excuse. Gale and I quit the military after that incident. Since then, everything's gone crazy.
Anyway, you can also fight this side boss, which gives you more hunter credits.
You've been playing forever. Why don't you call it a day?
Another voice line. Level 5. Do you not want me to play your game? I know. It's more likely they put this in to stop kids going nuts, no-lifing this game and burning out their eyeballs. So into the mines we go and fight Gale. Yeah, just use a long-range attack. It's not that hard. But then it becomes harder as you got to 1v1 him with Digo only. And any shot just rips through your health unless you guard. But if you're guarding, you cannot hit him. So it's such a long, slow fight. One whack, then you guard to not die. But now Datron and the bad guys extract that tablet they wanted to find Eden, and then they try to kill Gale. So Gale leaves, and Digo goes to Angela.
Don't go, Angela. Stay here. Please. I need you. Angela. You're the only one.
Jesus, slapping on the romance a bit thick here. She stays, and we see Gale killing the head mafia guy who betrayed him with sad anime music as we go after Datron. But then that laughing guy gives Gale a hug.
For what you did to Dad.
Damn, bro, this side story was so good. I hope Digo and Lilica will get more screen time as the game goes on. So Digo joins the party, as it seems the baddies are going to Rosa, her home planet, and Kasala runs off due to anime-dying female main character syndrome kicking in. So Valkok is addressing Long Guardian, showing off his new ship with the hologram strippers, and we land on Rosa, where I go to save, and oh god, not that kid thing again. But now finally, we can choose our custom party lineup. Yes, the entire game it was picked for you. Now you have enough team members to pick who you want to go on each planet. As we head out from the city to this ruined place, very, very confusing to try and get through because the map doesn't tell you where to go. You just gotta jump to get through. And when I jumped before, I got blocked by a hitbox. Oh, okay. Now you want me to jump and I can progress? So Norma shows off her newest creation.
No, that's all right.
And you'll want to know his name? Seed. And now you can get a new item on your board to unlock a longer burning strike, where if you collect more gems, you can pull off a longer combo. As we find the tablet, which shows 3 symbols. So now we got to go out there, these things to put into the tablet, but we get spotted by Seed. And super annoyingly, even though I decided on my main trio, I was like, oh yes, I can pick my party. The game forces you to use Kasala and Zagram, the traitor incarnate. Then again, the guide says also in this fight, you cannot win, so you're just meant to run around for 1 minute. However, Desert Claw appears and saves us, then disappears. Diego says how there was 12 kings throughout the galaxy, and 3 of them had symbols that match the tablet. So we gotta go to the 3 planets in any order to get them.
The 2 towers are still standing in Zerad.
And as I save, no, not more of this. Oh my god, why does this cutscene get music and not the other important ones? It's also more annoying because a lot of these cutscenes are very long, like especially when you finish a planet, you can get a cutscene up to 40 minutes in length. I'm serious, they go on for ages. So we head to Jerica and go a different way with new enemies. You go through the ruins where there's this witch guarding the thing.
Seek my treasure.
Oh, yes. I know these folks here sure do. But not me, you see. I'm just a scholar.
Mr. Bean, you traitor! And so you make your way through the ruin.
Don't cry, Mommy.
Oh no, not them again! How are you affording all this travel? All your savings? At least be responsible with them. Not be like me who spends them on anime figurines to make a joke. And so we eventually fight the witch, who keeps teleporting around, so you gotta keep your lock on for your illusion sword to hit, and make sure you block when the snake appears. And yes, like in any RPG, there are status effects, and you gotta use many items to heal them. I do like how many types of healing you get. There's one for solo heals, but also one for all 3, and revives. Buy loads of revives. As we see a flashback of the king dying, and this witch was his wife, and she was sad about it, so she pledged herself to the darkness to protect her kid, but then...
So it was not the key piece after all.
And the baby gives us the key piece. And we just leave the baby with Mr. Bean. So now a few things. You got this optional planet for some beach time in the sun. They don't let me in. Well, I learned those hunter coins, if you didn't sell them, you can actually use them to improve your license rank to buy better weapons. Oh, why did I sell them? As now in Zarad, you can move like a jet and take down the 2 towers. Oh man, you aren't ready for this. Well, first, you run to one tower and then you realize it's got a barrier. So then you run back to Dr. Zucchini's lab for him to tell you about a way to overclock Steve.
You will be able to activate Steve's burst mode.
Dr. Pistachio, thank you.
Bro, Jaster gets no character development. I've literally gone pages without typing his name out at all. It's crazy how the game focuses so much on Steve here, where Jaster doesn't react to anything around him. This guy even barely reacts to any of the wonders in space. You see Mark more excited about space travel. Jaster, wasn't this your hyperfixation? And so now Steve can overpower that barrier. So now you gotta run all the way back to the tower and pick one of them, as what happens is you go through one of the towers and 8 floors of random encounters, beat the boss, then you go back down, then you gotta go pick the other tower and go to the same thing again. I'm going insane. Why is this game so long for no reason? It is pretty cool though how the maps intercross with each other. Like you can see the other tower's plan, you can't go to it yet. But yeah, this is a big issue for this game I had. It's just exceedingly long. If you're enjoying it, oh wow, my lobster has butter. Why should I complain? But like me, where I got zero nostalgia for this game, you have cutscenes with 10 minutes of talking and there's no background music for no reason, to then insanely long maps with random encounters where you gotta swap out your gun to shoot barriers on the shields before you can even damage some enemies. Yeah, I do see why the completion time on this game is very long. Honestly, it didn't need to be, but yeah, maybe back then as a kid, you get one game for your birthday, one for Christmas. They gotta be insanely good value for money with the playtime, but then I spent 10 hours trying to get my space visa in a game where you're space pirates? You somehow need a visa to fly? Obeying the law? Are we even pirates then? So this sword is the king who says his sons are fighting. Go stop them in each tower.
We should just let him go for now, right?
Yes. Might as well leave the dirty work to the dirty workers, don't you think?
So Zagram is working with the bad guys. Gee. Sure glad I didn't level him up at all, huh? And so we head through, find out Mr. Bean just dies. Oh, don't worry. You revive him when you win this, unfortunately. And you fight one boss, you fight Seed again by running away for 1 minute. Also, yeah, it's kind of annoying how this game was pushing me to use more of Kasala and Zagram. They were like the main characters, while everyone else bar Steve felt like they had no development. Like Lilica. Her lines later on become subdued. Early on, she hates the lizard.
Stupid lizard. I swear we're gonna capture him.
And eventually she whacks the cat.
Got that? The captain means business.
But it feels like the devs thought that no one would be using these party, the ones that I'm using, late in the game, so they gave more interaction lines to the other characters. I'm sure Kasala, Zagram, Simon, and Steve got way more important lines if you use that party here. So we beat both sons and they make peace. Give us the thing we need, while Desert Claw goes.
A child of royal blood. Jaster, the fate of the galaxy lies within the blood flowing.
Who is he talking to? Then again, another Steve backstory. So we head back to Verdan for the final piece of Eden, running into some orphans and decide to help them out.
I need you guys to help Borga.
This Borger is a beast who is good or something. As we fight Seed, well, not again, you know the drill, we just run away. This is like the 4th time we met him, we just don't bother fighting him. He was working for the Cancer King, and so we save him and get the final piece. And we never see him again as he dies of tuberculosis. So we got all the pieces, but dun.
Sorry, but those 3 key pieces had to come with me. I really appreciate the help, folks. We went through a lot together, you know? Ah, good times. Well, gotta go. Good luck with all that treasure hunting.
Well, I'm so glad we never leveled him up. I feel justified. Yay! However, he hasn't left, so we gotta go fight him one-on-one, where you win in the battle, lose in the cutscene as he escapes. So we see what he wants with the pieces.
Our deal? Oh, yes, your girlfriend. What is her name?
Jane.
Ah, yes, Jane. Jane's revivification is coming along quite nicely as part of Datron's rebirth program.
So that's the reason you betrayed us? Really? That's your reason for leaving us to die in many situations? So Seed reveals his face. And he's got the same marks as Jaster. Well, now we gotta fight him one-on-one as Zagram. Wait, what? When you Zagram would betray us, why would I level him up like, okay, now you're just gonna fight the strongest fight against a character that you had to run away 4 times because he was just so strong. You're making me use my underleveled Zagram? And incredibly amusingly, you also don't have to fight Seed here. Biggest fraud in the galaxy. You just run away again. And then they show a hyper CGI budget. Oh, they put it all into this cutscene where Seed wins. So, what was the point of forcing me to fight him? Couldn't they cut that out? Was Zagram meant to lose there? Why trick us? And maybe what if we didn't save, we would lose progress for nothing? For a character we didn't level up, and we're not even meant to fight the guy because the cutscene says he loses? Is this all to show how strong Seed is, where we've been given 4 times a chance to fight him and the guides all say, run away? Why would I waste time then fighting him again? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Anyway, we come on in, and now the 3 main characters fight. What? You thought I was serious? No, you never fight this fraud. You just run to the tablet pieces and place them in, and the fight ends. You literally do not have to touch your Seed. So now it opens a huge gate, as the reason Datron made Seed was the prophecy said. It needed a special genetic code of a human to open this gate to Eden. But it seems like Seed can't do it. Seed, feeling worthless, activates the rune cells and becomes a beast. However, 2 can play at that game.
Jaster, what the?
Jaster, what's going on?
At least they redubbed all these attack grunts in the angry voice too. So Sakuna Jaster defeats Seed and he crumbles while Valcog flies away, and then we open the gate. As turns out, we are the descendant of a Star King, the ancient ruler of the galaxy years ago. And it turns out when they were making Seed, he looks just like Jaster because we are also the descendant of the Star King. We have the same genes. So Jaster and Kasala let Zagram join the team. I guess he atoned for his sins somehow. Well, time to move on with Mr. Bean prowling around.
What are you doing here?
And we have many fights with armor enemies in a long, confusing map. Kasala feels like her time is up. And who the heck are you? Yes, the game does this where in places you just have NPCs wandering around, not fearing the beasts or anything, and they'll give you lore tidbits, which is hilarious because we just literally opened up this place 5 minutes ago. It was closed. And this person is from our ship, the Rosa planet, the local research lab. Like, I have no clue who this is, but okay, you just got in here and you're gonna tell us the lore. As we find this robot who bows to Kasala, but then fights us. I thought, oh cool, I can just hide behind this pillar and attack. So we win and think, okay, maybe we gotta find its missing piece. So deeper in we go. Where?
Dad, I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Huh? Hang on a second, Mark.
Dad?
Dr. Pistachio, if I may ask, who was that you were just talking to?
Yeah, send him to the hospital. He's gone crazy. As then we fight this octopus cabbage, where you gotta hit all the legs and then gotta jump up and attack its head. As we get this egg, which we go back to put in the robot. Now, I didn't actually mention this before, but you can fast travel between your save points, which is nice. You don't gotta run through all that again. But then Mr. Bean found out something bad about this place and tries to warn us, but it's too late. So the robot goes, Kasala, I'm your robot bodyguard. You are a princess. He says take this to open the gates to Eden as we leave.
Aha! I knew it! Here it is! Whoa! Listen, I know exactly what you're up to, okay? I won't let anyone go to Eden. Do you hear me? If the gates are open, the entire galaxy will be destroyed, and I can't let that happen!
Oh, thank God, they finally killed him for good. But outside, we see Valcog's warship attacking our hometown, and we find that Raoul. Oh, hey, buddy, I'm back! He goes, I knew your father. He gave you to me, and you are destined to be the rogue of galaxies. A rogue galaxy, if you will. And he gives us this item. And now it's in the time the JRPG, you know, the main character has to be sad for a little bit till the love interest fixes him up. Kisala, you ain't gonna compete with what Infinite Undiscovery did to cheer up that main character.
Let's go back to the ship. The desert is dangerous at night, and cold too.
Go by yourself. I'm staying here.
Jaster. What's with you? Snap out of it, Jaster. Is it really that awful being all by yourself? We're alone. Let's go back to the ship. Okay, Jaster?
Kisala.
The item then points to a place in the desert, and Desert Claw is like, I locked that place with a barrier. Whoopsie, my bad. Oh, by the way, since you have the Star King's power, that is why I gave you the sword at the beginning of the game. So you need to unlock the place, and then you can find out your true potential, and then you'll know who I am. Okay, bye.
What is all this? I still don't understand.
Everyone just loves secrets, don't they?
And let me say before I go in. No, not again! Oh, thank God, Steve, you finally woke up. So it turns out the doctor is getting arrested for cloning dead people's memories. Because, you know, his kid is dead. So Mark is like, see ya, chumps, and erases his memories. Finally, I can save the game without a 10-minute cutscene interruption again. Seriously, why did Steve get this level of character development? Was he the dev's favorite side character? So we head to the place on the map with the sandstorm blaring, Darude style.
Let's go home, Mommy. Maybe Daddy's already there.
You know what, kid? I'm sure he is. Just keep wandering the desert instead of going to school. So now to unlock the gate, you find these NPCs and you have to answer the right questions. And not a single person online told me what happens if you answer it wrong. So I saved, and then I tried it, and then the NPC disappeared. Does he appear again? And then let me answer correctly so I can proceed? Am I soft locked from moving on? But I couldn't find the answer, so I reloaded and answered as per the guide, which opens the gate. Also here, I found out Justa has 2 unique moves with Kisala, and then her and Zagram. Yep, the others have different combo pairings, but man, they really wanted you to use these 3. So we finally go through the gate into Johannesburg. That's your name for your sci-fi planet place. So it turns out this place is frozen in time, an eternal sanctuary done so by a woman named Johanna to protect the villagers from a plague. And you find the woman and fight her, just focus on her, don't worry about the clones, and you learn that it's Jasta's mother, as she was the descendant of the Star King. So you beating her unlocks your full powers. Oh, can we turn on the special curse powers that in the CGI cutscene now at any time to win the fights easily? Is there going to be more combat variety to our combos? No. And so Desert Claw finally reveals...
That means... you're my...
Yes, I am Mazel, your father.
And yep, like a bum father. He just leaves again to buy milk, never to return. And now an insane thing, if you remember to actually go back inside the village to your mum's house, and inside your mum's house, you find an outfit for Lilica. Also, by the way, there were quite a few chests that I couldn't open. Yeah, you needed a special key, but turns out I wasn't following the guide back in the beginning of the game. I didn't find that key on Jerica, and that key you will then use to get the next key. Like you find key 1 on planet 1, which will then give you key 2 on planet 2, and then you use it to get key 3 on planet 3, and so on and so on. So it turns out a lot of the cool weapons and armor and outfits and items I never could get because I didn't get that first key. There would just be constant treasure chests I could just never open. And so we finally open Eden, where a gate shoots into space, and we enter into Eden, but beast attack. And oh, finally, pirate gameplay. Nah, we're just saved by robots from Eden and allowing us to land there. As we learn from the queen here, who's Kisala's mother, that they removed Eden from the universe. They plopped it out of their dimension to stop the spread of Rune, you know, the orange goop that's turning everyone into beasts, as this entity on Eden was the one spreading it. That Rune started all the way here. So this quarantine they put themselves in helps slow the spread. And this entity that is causing it is named...
Mother.
Yes, the final boss of this game is called. Very interesting naming choices this game has for a sci-fi game. And so the Queen had sent Kasala to the gate 10,000 years, knowing that Star King's descendant would save Eden by that robot, and for Kasala to help us start the journey. Reminder, she did actually save us from the worms in the beginning. Bro really wears jorts in public, huh?
Now that the gate has been unsealed, Mother is sure to use it to bring her malice to other planets.
Oh, is that why Mr. Bean didn't want us to open the gate? Well, to solve this, we gotta defeat Mother. And don't worry, Mr. Bean is very, very much alive.
Wait, let me get this straight. Pirates fighting to save someone?
Bro, what actual pirate stuff have we done? You could very well call us treasure hunters like Lara Croft or Nathan Drake. We barely have done anything actually pirating. I mean, 10 hours was spent making sure we get our visa stamped and approved with the right due process. This story, I swear. So we head to Mother and find Kasala's dad, who tried to fight Mother, but turned into a beast. So we put him out of his misery.
I have one last look on your face before I die. And now that dream has come true. This makes it all the more easy for me.
He sure is talking a lot for a dead guy. So he says if you use Drugellum, which are aura, made out of the memories of people's hearts, to make it from all of our crew, it can form a sword to pierce Mother. And so in deeper to find Mother.
Talk about ironic.
Seriously, what are these NPCs doing? Mother is right there. Run away. I don't need your lore now. So what this place ends up being is winding parts from a center point, and you gotta run to each end, yes, with random encounters, yes, with enemies where you gotta jump attack or bring out the shield blaster to defeat the shields to fight, and then you'll learn about the crew's backstories. Finally, we learn that Simon is the husband of that lady who's really rich and keeps traveling around, where, you know, if you actually look up the outfits, the game kind of spoils you on that, where he was caught in a blast and was so disfigured, he was ashamed to go back to his family. And we learn about the others, like Lilica regretting not saving her mother, stuff like that, and amusingly, Zagrams, his love interest died, jumping in to save an old man from a beast attack. That's how she died, and that's the whole reason he betrayed us. With Jester finally talking to his kid self and remembering, I wanted to save space from evil. That was actually my true dream all along. It wasn't just to take a gap year in space, I wanted to be a hero, and I'm telling you now. And why didn't Jester mention any of these goals for the 40 hours of the game? He forgot. So we finally have enough Drugellum to make a sword. Wow. And as we head through the final place, very long, and we see Mother, where you gotta, oh man, swap the running speeds with the emulation. This is only my problem. As you gotta shoot the monography gun to get the stairs, you know, the thing you did from the first boss, to make platforms, and jump your way to her head to hit her once for her to crash down and you can all hit her. But if you take too long, she whacks the platforms away and you gotta repeat the process. Where on normal speed, the jumping to the head is so slow, but on 3 times, it's easy. But on 3 times, you can't actually damage her on the ground because the allies do 1 damage for some reason. What is with the momentum? As we win and the Star King possesses us, saying he forgives Mother, who was a sorcerer in his time. But she goes, nah, and so we have to kill her. Where she now flies, so you use your illusion sword and just whack her a bit and you win. But that's not the end, as Valcog's ship, you know, from Datron, appears, and now the rune, without a host, grabs onto the ship, causing the Datron leaders to fall into the lava and die. Where the rune takes over the ship, and this is the final boss, where now you get split up and fight each part of the ship 1v1, and if you die anywhere here, you gotta do the entire Mother fight again. Oh no, I didn't level up my other crew members. Why wouldn't the game warn me on this? Thankfully, Troy's face is going to explain how I won, but then you got the final fight, where Jester with a super duper sword that's very slow to swing, you whack the ship on the mouth till it covers up and you move between the eyes, swapping back and forth till you win. With Rune destroyed, Eden returns back to normal, back to its normal place in the galaxy, and everyone returns back home happily. Kasala though says she will stay and be the new Queen of Eden, but the final scene is Jester, Zagram, the cat, and Dorgan Goa going, when are we gonna go get our ultimate treasure back? That is Kasala. So she is now just a treasure for men to find. Ah, classic.
Just come out and say it, will ya? She's more of a handful than any boy.
What? Hey! Wait just a minute.
You know, you got a point there.
And so after a 40-minute cutscene including the credits, you could then load your save file to unlock the ghost ship. Finally, something that would have been so cool to explore in the main game. I love stuff like this, and it has a secret treasure, but you just refight the old bosses and then you meet Young Man, who turns out to be a young Dorgan Goa. Yep, the big guy looked like this. I just can't imagine Dorgan Goa as that dude. I was like, oh, big time. He looks so strong and is strong, an unbeatable, phenomenal type of guy. He looks a little sexy and masculine type of guy. And after a few long years, he turns into someone you can't compare with than he was before. I'm kind of scared. I imagine seeing myself like that in the future. No, time to exercise. I can't believe that fatty was super hot once. And with that, the game finally ends.
That took too long.
Look, if this was your childhood game, I can see what the appreciation for it is. But man, I just kept finding a lot of faults in it because there was just a lot of things I've seen other games do. And for how long this game takes to beat, even with my 3x speed and other little help I did, I felt there were a lot of things that could still be improved upon. Reminder, this was one of the last games on the PS2. He had all this next-gen stuff out by this time. And I guess me playing a lot more JRPGs with all these similar tropes, I've seen it all before. I still do appreciate how much care and effort was put into this for a game on this console. The amount of work to make this all on the PS2 is crazy, and why I can see it had so many fans who played it back in the day. You either appreciate Rogue Galaxy for what it did on the PS2, barely any loading, insanely large maps, so many things inside to make this worth your money, like cinema, Kojima-length cutscenes, and no effort lost. The CGI cutscenes were insane, the amount of models for everything, the world, the enemies. But on the other hand, it was a game that didn't sell well for Sony or Level 5 at all. It probably didn't help that the PS3 was out too, and in itself, a lot actually doesn't hold up for me, trying it out for the first time. The combat is just okay. I could break the fights pretty easily. The maps later on get pretty confusing to go through without a guide. 10-minute cutscenes having no music for some reason, to then focusing on characters I didn't like with side stuff like bug catching and weird things for a space pirate game where honestly, you don't do that much pirating. The crew doesn't feel like anything you would get from pirate movies. It's a very untapped genre, the pirate game one. Probably because they don't want people to actually pirate the games. But then okay, space exploration. Why would you set the first planet to not be a big tech planet in the galaxy, but rather, oh look, it's a rainforest where they ban technology? Isn't that cool to experience? To then odd story choices, Jaster not having a real goal, the whole ship not having a real goal, where 10 hours I'm looking for my visa and getting sidetracked, all the stuff with Zagram. Early on, he's gonna betray you, and if you played a lot of JRPGs, you experienced that trope before, and I wasn't a fan of how it just kept pushing me to use these three characters when I was so interested in these two from how well they were written in their story. To then they were just being sidelined while the robot got the most screen time, interrupting me every time I would save with a 5-minute cutscene about some doctor's kid, who's dead, showed more emotion about the joy of space travel over the main character emoting at all when that was apparently his goal. Despite all this, I can appreciate the care and effort to make this game look that good on the PS2, the effort to make a big attempt at a franchise while also trying to bring new people into RPGs. Like seriously, if you have kids and you want them to experience something like Dragon Quest, which is more child-friendly, but with space themes, I would highly recommend this game. But then again, the Rogue Galaxy fandom wiki says the game is rated T, and this game may contain things such as coarse language and drinking, so it's not recommended for children. So what do I know?
Big fella.
And that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed this alternate look at a game from someone with no nostalgia for it. It was very enjoyable in a amusing sort of way. I also want to say there's a very, very good reason why I've been sporadic on uploads. Just keep an eye out near the end of August. In the meantime, you can check out my other videos, my other channel as well. Support on Patreon like these lovely people. In the description, you can find my social media. And until then, I shall see you all on the next video.